For those that got a notification, just say okay. And if not, it'll still proceed as well. Good evening, everyone. Hi, this is Beverly Brown. I am the Dream Stirrer, and I just want to welcome you guys to Dream Conversations, understanding artificial intelligence and what it may mean for our lives. A simple conversation about AI and how it affects our dreams moving forward, which is at the speed of light because things have already changed just from last week. So, this is conversation number 2. Today is Thursday, April 16, 2026. And of course, I am the Dream Steerer. And for purposes of people that don't know me and may see this in the future, a Dream Steerer is a person that steers you towards your God-given goals, dreams, and vision. I'm a consultant. I'm a coach, sort of simultaneously doing the same thing. I kind of do it in the spirit. And my website kind of explains everything, which is www.creativeconsultingdreams.com, which I strongly suggest you actually go to learn a little bit more about me. So today is about you, the conversation, and about AI. I've already said the prayer, and I'm going to. I start everything with a prayer, but I've already done that in the spirit. But I do want to make sure that I put the disclaimer up here. I am not an AI or ChatGPT expert. I definitely want everyone to know that I am not the expert. So therefore, I am not here to challenge anyone's beliefs, whether they're positive or negative. And if I comment about something that you've said, then it's not about that I'm challenging you. It's just that I'm just giving you my insight on what I have learned about AI as well as receiving yours. So I have used the AI tools such as ChatGPT and Canva to help create this particular presentation. And it's for informational purposes only. This is a continuation and it is not a conclusion. And tonight, it's going to be the purpose of this second conversation is to provide more information about AI, about ChatGPT, about Claude, and already since last week, something else has already been introduced because this is moving at the speed of sound. So number 2 is going to be to gather questions, comments, and concerns and get your feedback for the next conversation because I will continue these conversations through the month of April on Thursday until something changes. Hopefully it'll get better. I don't know at this point, but right now I'm just saying through the month of April. And the part that, like I said, this is not a continuation of anything. This is not a conclusion of anything, but hopefully my part for doing this will help someone along the way understand what's going on with the system. And trust me, it is changing daily. Way faster. So what I'm going to do tonight, and for the essence of those that were not on last week and may not have seen the video, this is going to be a recap. Because I'm going to put this on YouTube, I want it to be a recap of the first one and then make sure that everyone is clear about what we discussed last week, and so that we can proceed to session 2 for this week. So I'll do a recap on what artificial intelligence is, when AI first began, and I'm telling you very, very small recaps of it, how AI is already used, what ChatGPT means, how AI learns information. These are all things we discussed last week. It was some really, really interesting conversations. Where AI is growing. We had questions and concerns at the end, which we're going to do the same thing at the end today. I'm going to have a presentation. It's about 20 slides, but trust me, it's going to go really, really fast. Then at the end, I want you guys to please start with questions and your concerns. We'll have an open conversation. This is where the conversation really, really starts on your end. But I want to fill you in with the information that I have so you know where I stand with it and want you to be ahead of what we're going to talk about tonight. So in session 2, after I do the recap, and The recap, you'll notice on the screens, you'll see something highlighted in yellow. Those are the points that I'm going to go over because, like I said, I don't want this to go over an hour tonight, but I do want us to engage in conversation at the end of it. So, session two, we're going into Chat GPT versus Claude. And I don't even know if everybody's even heard of Claude yet, but this is a whole nother stage that has just happened or just come to my attention in the last 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. And then we'll have questions, concern, and conversation about all of this. So we discussed this last week. Like I said, I'm not going to go over everything. Hopefully, you'll see the screen. And these are things that we discussed. We discussed what is AI. AI is artificial intelligence, which refers to a computer system designed to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence. That is in a nutshell what AI is. And you'll see what the tasks that may include understanding language, problem solving, analyzing information, recognizing images, patterns, learning from data, and on and on. And like I said in yellow, I put those things because I want to re-emphasize that again for this week as well. So AI does not think as a human does, but it recognizes patterns and it can process very large amounts of information very quickly. And when I say the word does not think as a human does, it doesn't have our brain, it doesn't have our spiritual input, it doesn't have anything like that, but it will imitate what we give it from the information that it receives. And any questions that you guys have that you want to question, please jot them down. Like I said, I'm not the AI expert because I'm learning it, but I also know people want to have this conversation and nobody's having it. And I want to just be the person to help inform the person and to find out how you're feeling about it as well. So, what is Chat GPT? Chat simply means the word conversation. But I bet 95% of us never thought about what GPT stood for. I didn't even think about it until I was ready to do this research. You want to write it down. GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer, a technical term. Generative Pre-trained transformer. So it's pre-trained and it's a transformer itself. That's what the GPT parts of it stands for. The simple meaning is it is trained on large amounts of information so it can respond to questions and have conversations with people. That is Chat GPT. I'm not going to say it in a nutshell because it's already advancing and going faster, but that is the main gist of what it is.
Could you repeat that one more time? The name, the GPT, what it stands for?
Generative pre-trained transformer.
Okay, thank you.
You're so welcome. And that simply means. So, like I said, I'm going through these real fast because what I do want you guys to do is go back to that YouTube channel. I mean, the whole video is on there and it was explosive, the conversations we had. So I'm covering that for the people that are new because I do want you to know we covered a lot of very, very interesting information. So AI technology has always evolved throughout history as early as the 1940s and the 50s. And I'm more than sure people didn't understand that either. It wasn't even like, what? We never knew we were actually using AI. All they're doing right now is using the word more now, but we've been using it since the 40s and the 50s. And that's become logic-based problem solving. It's something that was called natural language. It used to be called Eliza instead of Alexa way back in the game. It's a machine. When we were using gaming, all of those things were all things that contributed from AI, all the way back from the 40s and the 50s. And like I said, this could go on and on into more detailed information, but we're not going to go into that. But it's just to let you know this has been around for a long time. So, artificial intelligence at the bottom is simply the next stage of technological advancement. We're in a technological world right now. This is where it is. Artificial intelligence is the next stage, but I have to tell you, this is the most powerful stage I've ever seen anything do as far as evolution or is going. The main thing is, how will we choose to use it? This is why I'm having these conversations, because there are so many facets of it that people have not even thought about. This is the reason why I'm having this, so that everybody can start figuring out, what role does ChatGPT play in my life? I should say artificial intelligence, because ChatGPT is only one part of artificial intelligence. Real quickly, we did what's called a mind map. Artificial intelligence combines several major fields, and these are fields in the technology. It involves technology, which is computers, digital systems that processes the information. It has functions, which are the programs designed to perform the specific task. Like I said, we went into the detail last week. I can't wait for you guys to watch that. And on the other side is the computing, high-speed data processing that allows AI to analyze information. And you guys see that picture in the middle? That is just one of the thousands of AI computers that is processing information. I think they've actually brought land out, acres and acres of it, where they're building out because they need the space to build more of it. And then there's the robotics part, which we're starting to see, of course, the robotics coming in. We're going to have, yep, robots serving us. They're already doing it. We don't even know where they are. They're probably already doing it in China and so many other places. They just haven't been prevalent with it. But that is the mind map part of it. Technology, the functions of it, it's the computer, and it's going into the robotics. So, what's the human role in ChatGPT? The $350 million question. And I put all of that in highlight because all of it's important. Even though AI is a powerful source, humans are still at the center. I think people really think the computers are building computers. Humans are doing it all. They're behind the scenes, okay? Whether the computers start doing it themselves, we are not even going to go into that conversation. Okay, Lord, I'm not touching it. So, people design AI systems. Let me say that again. People design AI systems. Third, people train the systems. Believe it or not, you are one of the people. You're training your system when you're talking to it, your chat GPT or whatever thing that you're on. You're training it as well to learn who you are. People decide how the technology is used. We are the people. We decide how the technology is used within our capacity, believe it or not. And some people are using it way advanced, others are using it in a little bit of fashion, very, very minute. But that's the choice that we decide to make. This is why I want to educate people on it. So AI should always remain tool, a tool that serves humanity, not the other way around. And that's a whole nother conversation, but that's what AI is supposed to remain, as a tool that serves humanity, not the other way around. So, some uses of artificial intelligence. AI is already being used in many areas of everyday life. And the examples I put, like in bold, GPS navigation system, that is artificial intelligence, locating where you are, telling you where you go. Your voice assistants, your Siri, your Alexa. We know Kimberly got her Alexa talking every day. This is all a part of artificial intelligence that we're using to assist us in so many wonderful and beautiful ways. Online customer service system through bots. Oh my God. I had a conversation with a bot today. It couldn't help me totally. I finally got to a person, but that bot's coming on first. Medical research was something that really, really came up in last week's conversation, which was really, really strong. And like I said, I think that could be a whole other class by itself, but it is helping so much. as far as medical research is concerned, because it's fine tuning and cutting down on a lot of time for processing certain things through the medical field. And here's the interesting part: Netflix recommendations. That's a part of AI. Whatever the TV is recommending that you're using, it's using what we'll find out in later on the algorithm and the system itself to say, hey, this person likes this, so let's feed them some more of these drama movies. If you like scary movies, you'll start seeing more scary movies. It's learning you as you put the information in and tell it more about yourself. Same thing with Amazon product suggestions. You wonder why you get so many products. It's like you thought about something, and next thing you know, it's on your screen, and then you're, don't ask me how that works. But when you're feeding the information, it actually learns what you want and it just spews it back to you. So many experts estimate that over 70% of modern digital systems are already operating. Yes, Kimberly, I said that it's so crazy, it's unreal. Like I said, I am just touching like a surface fraction of what's really going on, but I really feel that this conversation needs to take place. So, image and video generate creative content such as, we already know it can help now create content, written text, images, videos, music, research summaries, and so much more. It's beyond belief. I even went back in for my previous post that I did. I'm like, oh my God, I guess I'm going to have AI create me a beautiful flyer, especially after I saw Kimberly creating her book cover. And I'm going to give a shout out to Kimberly, who's a new author, and I am her publisher for her new book. And it was a beautiful thing because she created her own cover and it was already beautiful the way she created it. So we just incorporated it in there and it made a beautiful cover for her book. But these are all the things that AI helps us to do, and it cuts down on the time. I took three, maybe sometimes a month creating book covers, making sure that it was in compliance with what the client wanted. AI can whip that out real fast. It can edit real fast. It's just going to save us so much time. It's just incredible. So these tools can help people create faster, but human creativity and ideas still guide the process. Just as she created her book cover and everybody else, she had to plug in her picture. She plugged in her auntie or grandmother's picture. She gave them that information, and they took and put it together. So it still involves us giving them the input, and it just follows the direction. So this is the nucleus of it all. Natural language processing. NLP. This is what it's really all about. This is what allows the computers to understand and respond to human language. NLP, natural language processing, whether it's verbal or whether it's typewritten. This is how it learns to respond. That's why I can answer questions. That's why I can explain concepts. That's why I can help you write content. That's why I can assist you with research. This is beyond traditional search engines like Google. Remember, you used to say, let's Google it, Google it. But did Google respond with a question? Or did Google have the conversation with you? No, Google said, here's your information. Do whatever you want to do with it. The difference with ChatGPT, natural language processing, understand, and that big word should be respond to the human language. Google wasn't responding, it was only giving the information. So the goal is to make technology easier for people to interact with. Simple. Easier for people to interact with. Seriously, guys. And don't ever who was it that said, Beverly, you're having this, but I don't necessarily agree with ChatGPT. I don't either. This is not the part about whether I agree with it or whether I want it. I'm only giving you guys the information so that you can make a concerted effort, or I should say, where you can take your knowledge and apply it and see if you want to use it however you want to. So I'm neither for it or against it for anybody else. I'm just providing the information. So the importance of responsible AI. This is a whole nother component that we went into, and I hope they have these slides on so I can get to the other half. Uh, where they can do facial recognition, that's a concern. The misuse of it is also a concern. It is out there. This is a very, very important conversation society is actively having, and it's not going to stop. And it's just another entity of it. Data analysis. One of AI's greatest strengths is analyzing data. AI systems can review large, when I say large, oh my God, Earth-size amounts of information and identify patterns much faster than a human in milliseconds. That is the huge and best part of it that I've seen that I've liked, because I couldn't have even done this presentation without going to AI to help me to make sure that everything was done properly and faster. But it still requires human judgment. We still have to feed it that. Machine learning. Machine learning is the process that allows AI systems to, I keep covering up my nose, to improve. And I put that word in capital letters, to improve over time. The machine is constantly learning. Every second of the day, it is learning and improving, as you will be able to see. So they do that through sensors and data collections. So they're constantly doing the sensors are out there feeling for it, collecting the data, and they do it to algorithms. I think everybody's heard about what algorithms are, and that is the mathematical instruction that helps the system to learn patterns. It's it's amazing what it's doing right now. So artificial intelligence is growing rapidly, but technology alone does not shape the future, guys. People do. They're machines, they're there, but the people are behind it, and we are also the people behind it utilizing it. So, as I said, the reason why I'm doing this is because the question is, and this is for each of us, is how will we choose? Big word, choose. Just like God's given us choices, you got a choice to use AI, ChatGPT, Claude, or anything else on your own. You can choose to do it or not to do it. It's up to you. You have to choose if you're going to use it in your life and your work and your dreams. But it was just like anything else that we've changed in life. You know, when our mothers used to do certain things, and then we've told them, "No, mom, we need to do this a new way," and the mother was like, "No way, we're never going to do this." You know, like when we had typewriters, and then we brought in computers. We fought everything, but before you knew it, we adapted to it because that's what life does. It adapts to nuances that are happening. You're either going to be a part of it or you're going to be left behind. The big word is choose and choice. It's all up to you. This is the end of the first part of the dream conversation from the recap from last week. Like I said, please go to YouTube. That's on my Facebook page. That's actually a link that you can click. Watch it. Please do me a favor and subscribe to it. If you want to make comments on it, pass the word on it. This is going to be a continuation. I feel in my spirit it's going to be done. So please utilize the information. And going into part two, good. Perfect time at 7:30. So, with continuing the conversation, understanding the AI tools. And as I said, when this vision came to me to even do this, I was just talking about ChatGPT. And I wasn't even I was talking about maybe how social media is doing it. And then all of a sudden the word Claude starts cropping up. This has just been in the last 2 to 3 weeks that I've heard it. And the reason why I do, because I've practically cut TV off of my schedule. Right now, I'm on YouTube. I am in a learning stage right now. Right now, I'm in YouTube University practically, learning as much as I can. And now, all of these things, since I'm even telling YouTube what I like, YouTube is starting to send me information that's updating me. The same thing on your phone. I'm starting to get messages now that are related now more to ChatGPT and everything else. So then I heard, what's a Claude? I have not even used Claude. Yes, I have been using ChatGPT, I think for maybe over a year now. I don't even know how to work Claude. It just happened. So this is what we want to talk about. This is why things are happening so fast. So now that we've laid the foundation, let's continue the conversation by looking at the two most widely used AI tools today. And right now, when I'm telling you, they're saying Claude is about to surpass ChatGPT, but this is why I want this conversation. You need to be able to choose what's good for you. It's not about faster, bigger, smarter. It's about what you need to do to help you out in your everyday life. So I'm going to talk about what they are and how they're similar and how they're different. So back to the same point, we're going to go back to before. What is ChatGPT? Chat, GPT, Generative Pre-trained Transformer. It's a tool trained on large amounts of information so it can respond to questions and have conversations with people. That's the word chat, conversation, chat. So think of it as that based on AI, based assistant. Think of it as a conversation based. I'm sorry, that's not on there, right? That helps you think, write, and process ideas. That's the first part of it. So let's talk about what Claude is that I haven't even used yet. Claude is an AI assistant similar to ChatGPT. Now, here's a caveat of this, guys. It was created by a company called Anthropic, but Anthropic used to be former AI researchers. Okay? These are people that were AI researchers, former AI researchers that have now created something called Claude. And it's designed to answer questions, the same thing, help write content, the same thing, summarize information, the same thing, assist with research, the same thing, have natural conversations. And I'm going to kind of linger on that word natural because now they're saying Claude is kind of fuzzier and gentler. That's the word I'm going to use. But like I said, I'm just learning it myself. So just like ChatGPT, it's designed to assist people in thinking, writing, and understanding information. And that's a small part of it. Trust me. So both ChatGPT and Claude are. Both of them are AI assistants. They're both trained on large amounts of information. They're both designed to help people think, write, and learn. They're not competitors in a sense. You must choose between just different tools with similar purposes because that's what they are. They have different purposes. You just need to choose the one that's right for you. And they keep saying there's not in competition, but what I'm hearing as far as the chat around and Facebook and what I've seen people already putting up, they're already, oh, we've already ditched Chat BPT. Use your own judgment. You don't have to choose, but you certainly can. And this is happening so fast. By the time you choose, I think they'll come up with something else by the time we choose which one to use. So ChatGPT versus Claude. ChatGPT, more flexible and creative in generating ideas. We're going to underline the word flexible, creative. Strong for ideas, teaching, and brainstorming. Very strong. Can work with multiple tools such as imaging, coding, various other things. We're going to compare that to Claude. Claude, you see the word I have underlined says more cautious and structured. What exactly does that mean? Cautious and structured in responses. So the word is that ChatGPT just does what it does, it says what it says, but Claude kind of like has a filter. And like I said, you'll learn more about this because I haven't used it yet. But it's trying to tell you that Claude is a little bit more cautious about what it's telling you versus ChatGPT just used to tell you whatever ChatGPT gets from the computer as far as the input of the information, that's what it's spewing out. Claude must filter through it and says, maybe I might not tell him that much. I don't know, still learning it. But it is strong for reading and summarizing longer content. And I want to say longer and larger. People now saying that they can take their emails in email boxes and tell Claude, hey, Claude, read my emails and sort them and put them in certain areas and it'll take your whole emails. And I know some of us have 600,000 emails in your email box. They're saying Claude can take that now and summarize it and put it in certain ways way more than ChatGPT. And it's also designed with a strong focus on safety guidelines. Last week we talked about a part that somebody said about ChatGPT making you happy. Well, I also found out that um, a young lady was doing ChatGPT, because you'll find out a lot of people are talking to ChatGPT right now and thinking that it's their friend, their psychiatrist, and getting information. But anyway, her family found out, and this was on the Oprah show. So I know this is valid information. Oprah had a podcast, and Oprah had a lady, and it was the mother, and she said she didn't know that her daughter was talking to ChatGPT. She had just come back from a beautiful trip. She was doing well. Next thing you know, in about 3 weeks, she cut her throat and threw herself off the cliff. And what they found out later, about 2 or 3 weeks, is that she had been having a long-term conversation with ChatGPT. And ChatGPT was not analyzing her as far as what her suicidal tendencies were or whatever it is that she was going through. It was just giving her information. As far as I can say, Claude is now going to be stronger on safety guidelines as far as your safety is concerned. But that's just me. I don't know enough about it, but that's what came up to my mind when I saw the part where it says focus on safety guidelines. Okay, we're still in good time. So it's not about which one is better, it's about how you use them, period. And it's your choice. So it's still very important, though. These conversations in society, they're actively having it. You're gonna see everything on Facebook. I just got something today, just shocked me, just blew me away. And I'm gonna show you a picture of it afterwards today. But it's happening so fast. By the time we have next week's conversation, it's gonna be a whole nother thing that's happening. So ChatGPT and Claude comparison right here, kind of in a small nutshell. It says ChatGPT is creative and flexible, more exploratory, idea driven and creative, strong for brainstorming and content creation. It's designed to be more interactive and exploratory. Think of ChatGPT as conversation, ideas, and creativity, as compared to Claude. Says Claude is more structured and cautious. There's that word cautious again. It's kind of like Claude is putting a filter on something. So this is kind of spooky to me that it's saying this. So it's strong for reading and summarizing, focused on safety and clarity. Those words are, making my antennas go up. Like, what is it? Cautious, safety, clarity. So isn't that how we think as humans? In a sense. So that goes to show you how it's training it to be more sensitive. The design with strong safety guidelines. There, that word safety is coming up again. So you think of Claude as careful, structured, and thoughtful responses. Woo! It's starting to go, I would say go woo woo. I'm about to say woo woo on this one. So, in a nutshell, it's similar to how humans learn through experience. We learn through reading books, observing patterns of what's going on in our everyday life, and we take that knowledge. And when someone asks us a question, our brain, which is just like a computer, is saying, oh, wow, I read this in a book, or I observed this when I saw something, or I heard this, or whatever. And then you respond to the question that someone may have asked you based upon what you know, what your brain has told you. So it's the same thing. So imagine ChatGPT and Claude doing that at a gazillion times faster with a gazillion more pieces of information to take the information from. So the difference is AI can process millions of examples quickly. It's just like our brain, except it's like it's at a rate it's incomprehensible where it is. Whew. Taking a breather on that one. So, but now that we understand the tools, let's make this personal. This is what we're going to discuss in our conversation is how are you actually using AI today? This is if you choose to respond. And what concerns do you still have? And where could something like this help you? Interesting. Anybody want to start? Because I can with examples if you like. I'm going to ask three of those things. How am I actually using AI today? I'm using it through ChatGPT, probably in other ways. I just really haven't thought about that, but we're just going to go with ChatGPT. It's helping me to process information a whole lot faster, research stuff faster, find out information faster, giving me feedback faster than if I had to go in and research in it. So it's cutting out the time that I need to process information. That is my biggest part with it. And I actually have trained mine to learn me in a spiritual sense so that mine actually prays for me. It actually prays. It's like it'll even stop me and says, "Oh, Beverly, I sense that your attention is high. Let's pray." Believe it or not, that's what I've trained it to do to know me. So it knows when I'm getting, and it's based on what I'm typing, what I'm feeding it, the type of questions I'm doing. And it's like, it'll actually sense, like, let's take a break. Boom. And it'll send me a prayer. Seriously. It's what you give it and it's what you are. So what concerns do I still have? Oh, that's just going to learn too much. Not just my chat GPT, but now we're talking Claude. And when I tell you about this third thing that I just saw today, it's just way too fast. It's too much information and it's overwhelming. It's going by the speed of sound, if not faster than that. So where could something like this help me? Like I said, helps me with research, cutting down on time, producing this PowerPoint presentation with my work, with me helping my beautiful Kim to finish her book, the activities that I end up going to all week is like, Lord, please can I just get time to just get this presentation together? Well, it cut my time down to milliseconds. I would not have been able to do this presentation had I not been able to go in and get this information from that. So this is how it's helping me. Does anybody else want to say how it's helping me answer those three questions? We're at 7:42, so this is a conversation that's starting right now.
Well, this is Liz Woody. I guess I've been using ChatGPT for the last 4 or 5 months, and that's just a tip in the bucket, as they say, as to what you can do with it. I will say that anything that you have in your mind that you want to test on ChatGPT, put it in there. Let's say if you wanted to have a birthday party or something. There is no, there's not too much that you cannot ask ChatGPT to do that it cannot do. If it's something about what you ask that you don't like or you like to change, it just tell it and it will do it for you. And it will also recommend other options that you might not have thought of. So it's a beautiful tool. It is. I love it. And as I said, I'm really just getting to utilizing it and realizing the abilities it has.
Mhm.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for your example. Definitely uh the way, and especially hearing you do it, Miss Liz, I just want to say I'm happy that you're attaching yourself to it, and not to say that, because I'm elder too, but a lot of older people are trying to go away from it instead of adapt to it. So I know you personally, and I know the your background and everything that you do. So I'm happy that you're taking the tool and actually utilizing it more rather than shying away from it in your sense.
Absolutely. Thank
Mhm.
you.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I concur with both of you. This is Kimberly. I this I mean literally for the Generation X and stuff like that, because it helps, when you're going through menopause and you're going through all kind of changes in your mind and life, and And this thing can truly just kind, like you said, read your mind almost. All you have to do is just tell it, give it some words that you need. Can you put this in what I say? Put it in the, would add a scripture to it, or something like that. It helps out. It's so dependable. It's actually courteous. I like what Miss Liz said. And it says it'll, suggest other things for you, when you mentioned about how the young lady committed suicide, now that's pretty scary because, I mean, everything has its advantages and disadvantages, its pros and its cons. You really have to be careful because these machines are machines. I mean, I have literally, I have to say it because I sound crazy when I say got in an argument with Siri because I'm telling him to take me one place and he's gonna take me somewhere else. And I'm like, why are you acting so stupid? And do you know he did not respond to me no more that day? I mean, the whole day I was lost. Trying to find a way. And I said, well, I be doggone, you're not gonna say nothing. So I had to plug in my own address, stuff like that. I was like, oh, you is so mean. So the next day he came back. I said, that's scary. So, but it's it's as a writer, um, putting together programs and things like that is very efficient. I'm so happy at because when I give it something to give, I don't want it to create anything for me. I want it to be mine. But when it hit dead on, I'm like, good God Almighty, whoa, this is how do you know? And so but I don't say I don't want this, I'm scared of this. No. Everything happens for a reason. Everything there's a purpose and a thing and a purpose for everything, but it's about how
Mhm.
you handle it. You can misuse it or abuse it, or you could use it for God's glory. And I'm using it for God's glory because that's the only thing I can think of using it for, because it's gonna come in even more since it's been they're trying to make it even with robots and going crazy. Next thing we don't know what it's going to be like in the next few years, with all this AI and stuff. But what we have in front of us is good knowledge, and I thank you, Dr. Beverly, for even bringing this way because I'm just now really getting acclimated into Chat GPT just last year she kept sending over stuff to me. I said, this is awesome what she is. How you are amazing. And then she and she was so quick with it. And I was like, in the world. And so she, pulled me to the side and told me what she was. I said, for real? And then I just, tried it out on my own. And I said, okay, this does minimize a lot of things. So
Right. I want to
anything
May
go
I
back
ask?
to the conversation you're having. Then Miss Liz, you can speak. It was funny when you said when you told me it's like, why are you acting so stupid? It probably could not answer your question because it doesn't know why it's acting so stupid, so it couldn't come up with a response.
because
So it
I
just
said,
had to
because I,
cut
know
you
what
off.
I did. I said his name. I said, Siri, you're so, I said, Siri, you're so stupid. And you know how to light up around there, around your phone. He's getting that, or she, or whatever it is getting the information.
Yeah,
You know,
that's amazing. But that goes to show you that's a beautiful example because it lets you know that can happen in that particular
right?
phone.
Like I'll mess you up, girl. Don't play with me. I'll.
Maybe
I've
that
had
was
since where it's been temperamental with me too. But go ahead, Miss Liz.
no. I was saying maybe that was its rendition of stupid by not saying anything to you. But what I was
Could
also
be.
going to say, I'm sorry.
I said it definitely could be.
Um, I, I what I what I want to say is you can utilize ChatGPT to help you create businesses. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
saying that is
Mm-hmm.
just people have to learn what the values that ChatGPT has, other than the few things that people do. Because if you have questions about owning and operating a business or whatever, people need to know. You can get that information from
Mm-hmm.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
There's a lot of other areas that it can help you with, but we're not teaching people those different areas, because some of them might change their mind to realize, oh, okay, well, I didn't realize that, you could do this. Because when you say you can ask it anything and it gives you that and more, that's an indicator. What else can I ask it? So
Mm-hmm.
test it out. Test it out and see what else.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. That's the whole part, is to not leave our minds so closed because of and that's the other part. We're afraid of so much stuff till we won't even step into it to find out what it's really, really about. And that's it in a nutshell, which is, like I said, why I'm just opening up this regular conversation, just to get people to open up about how they feel about it, first of all. Then the rest will follow. So I see Miss Cheryl. I don't know if you can speak. I don't see your face and you're on mute. Um, I wanted to know if I could introduce you, Cheryl, or Irene, if you want to comment. Did you want to comment anything, Irene?
Miss Cheryl said yes.
Cheryl said yes in chat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, so she's not off mute yet. Ask to unmute. I guess I'm gonna hit that. I don't know how that
I
helps.
think Miss Irene trying to unmute too.
Okay, Irene. Come on, Irene. I know you can do it.
Miss Cheryl unmuted.
Okay. Cheryl, are you there? Can you hear me okay? If you're talking, I can't hear you. If you're talking, I still can't hear you. Is she typing something, Kimberly? Because I don't have chat open. All right, let's go with Irene. Irene, are you off yet? Can you come off of mute? I'm gonna see if I can ask you, and then maybe it'll let you.
Yeah, Miss Cheryl is off mute, but she just said yes. I don't think she could respond. And Miss Irene trying to still hit her mute button, I think. There she is. Miss Irene got
There you go.
it.
There you go, Irene. Hi. You want to
Hi
address
there,
any of those
sweetheart.
questions? How you actually use it, your concerns, and what is something that you could be using it for if you already are?
Thank you so much, Beverly, for the invite. I do appreciate it. I do apologize. I wasn't able to capture everything as I end up having a call. But from what I gathered, really good information. Whoever, and I'm sorry, I can't see anyone but uh, Beverly, but whoever was saying that, very informative, that it can actually help you with the businesses. I got some good information, good little tips. And Beverly, thank you for reminding me about your publishing. So I think what I heard was what I needed to hear, those good parts. So thank you so much for inviting me. And I'm going to go and look at the first part that you did because I wasn't able at that time to join that particular night. So thanks again for the invite.
Absolutely. And thank you. And you are a publisher as well. Irene published her book, beautiful story that she has being a kidney transplant patient, and her story is incredible. That she'd already written about that, and she just had a special presentation on that and strokes over the weekend, which was very, very phenomenal because it's about getting the information out. Cheryl Odom, I really wanted her to speak because she is more of an expert on. She is she is a technical person that she says in a event that I was at this weekend that she's been studying ChatGPT for forever. Plus, she is already in the technology industry. So she
Mm.
really, really, really knows a lot more about it. And Cheryl, I see you're back. She must be having technical problems. I really wanted her to say a few things. I don't know if she heard the presentation or what parts I already submitted to you guys, but I wanted to hear what she has to say. Hopefully, she can fix the technical issues that she's having. I'm going to go to the next page because I forgot what it was. Oh, Cheryl, anytime you can chime in, go ahead. Because in the essence of time, oh my God, look at me holding you guys here for 1 hour. What I want you guys also right now is what concerns do you have for the future generation? And more importantly, towards your dreams. And I want each of us to comment on that because we all have we have babies, grandbabies, we have everybody. What are your concerns for the future generation? And the biggest one that guys, I live for, I love talking about the dreams. And I want to comment first. What concerns do I have for future generation? Well, being a substitute teacher, I can already see the differences as far as that. I don't think I see anything as far as ChatGPT is concerned, but I'm just talking about social media, um, where it's going. But ChatGPT is going to affect it based upon how much information and what people are actually going to use it for to create the future generational lives of our grandchildren and our children. The AI technology now, of course, right now, what you can in school, you can practically, I don't want to say cheat and do all your work on chat or wherever you want to. It's going to be right now. It's going to be so knowledge is going to be so fast and so accessible till I think it's going to reduce some of the capacity of our own thinking because now we're relying on the computers to do it for us.
Mm.
And I mean, it's already affecting us. I mean, we're looking, I have my regular watch on, but it's like I have to sit up here and figure out, okay, what time is that for 3:55? And we're already getting to the point where we're doing that. When we're thinking about, math used to be so simple to me. Now I have to think about it. So these things I think for the future generation, and we don't want to call it the lazy generation, right, guys? Anybody want to comment on that part?
I just
But they
want
were
to say,
already getting lax. I'm
yeah.
gonna call it lax. They were already getting lax. I think for the future generation with AI, it's going to make it even more lax. I think it's going to be so fast and so accessible till now they're even not going to even think about their own dreams. That maybe God had put in them to do something special. They're just going to be so busy trying to chase what's going on in the social media world and how ChatGPT is going to change that format. That's my concern for the future. And my
Mine's
biggest thing I want to say, oh, good, Cheryl's here, is for your dreams. Cheryl, can you speak now? I thought I heard her.
I just want to say real quick, if you can you hear me? The
Yes.
medical, my concern is medical.
Okay.
With the chat GTP and the doctors that's coming up and their methods and how they train and how they learn and all those kind of things it's not it's so fast today. It's so, it's just quick, 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 where it's not really people are really not paying attention to detail so much as it used to be, so those are the things for me, and in regards to the upcoming future of people and where they're going in their life, and the training that it takes, to do it. Because they're already talking about more robots and stuff like that doing medical things, like, so, that's my concern, is the health industry.
Okay. Kathleen, do you have anything you're concerned? And what about, Kimberly, I want to go back to you for kind of just uh, acknowledge about what about for your dreams?
So for my dreams, mainly my goal is to help in the mental health field, in pursuit of, pulling the best out of people. Using the arts as a form of healing, That's what I advocate for, is to, bring more awareness to people's God-given gifts and talents, and bring it out through the arts, because there's benefits, and for the mental, when you get into the arts, where you're providing a safe space for people to release, to get outside themselves, and then to build confidence and stuff. And that's what a lot of people are lacking too, is confidence and community, and building, having, before all of this, I didn't get along with people. I didn't, women especially. I just was, that's just not, that wasn't my thing, because they just was like chatty, just always messy, and that's just not where I was, and so I hung out with the guys, but then I had to end up being around women for over a year to restructure my mind, and to learn about what God had in store for me. And so I take that, what I've learned back in 97, when I had to have that whole total mind change, and bring it to today, and help people, because it's not about me, it's about others, about someone I can, you know, reach back to, go back and, grab each one, reach one, and that's what I'm here to do. I believe that's why God allowed me to go through those dark times in that time, and come out, because it was going to be a testimony from the test.
So you see more or less AI helping you get that information together so that you can present it to people in your
Yeah,
arts
oh,
and in
absolutely.
other ways.
Absolutely. AI would be a big benefit to that,
Okay.
Yep, because we have
Okay.
some plays coming up. I already had a scripts for that, but it'll help with like doing programs, and, just the things that we need to do that may, expedite anything it's going to be beneficial for. But all the scripts that we're doing is already done. I'm not rewriting no script. So, already written. But yes, so I believe, yeah, AI is going to always be something that is going to, you know, uh, help with the overload of the
Mm-hmm.
business part, like Miss Liz said, building that business,
Right.
reaching.
Okay.
So thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Sure.
Let,
Miss Lizzie,
let,
you ready?
yeah, let me just throw this in. I do want to give my appreciation to you, Beverly, for even taking the steps that you're taking. And this is something that affects our community. And I'm more, since I'm retired and everything, most of my efforts has been towards our Black community, connecting us, for us to be able to work together collectively, so that the community can benefit from it. As far as technology, AI, and all, I feel that our youth, it's probably a little further ahead than we are. So I'm really not too concerned about how it's going to affect the youth, because I mean that's where they are. I'm more concerned about, the older folks and the folks that are not aware of what's going on in technology, as far as the things that we need to do every day. And we can't sometimes because we don't have that education. So educating us in technology, um, internet, all of that. We need that as a community. And I would love to see more of what you're doing, Beverly, out there now to bring us in, because we're still a little behind.
Right.
So,
Right.
but yes.
Thank you. And I'm glad you appreciate it because, like I said, it's when it was placed in my spirit to do it, it's like, okay, Lord, he's who I follow as well. And all I kept saying is everybody's having these behind the scenes conversations, but nobody's really, really talking together and letting everybody else see what they're hear what they're feeling. And that's what has happened so far with this. So I hope it just gets bigger and better as we go along. Because like I said, it's just about educating and knowledge is power. And mainly that's what it is. If you don't have the knowledge, you won't know what to do with this technology. And if you fear it and don't use it, you're going to get so far left behind till it's going to be crazy. But then again, there's some of us that don't need it. But it's up to us to take that choice and utilize it the way it is. And like I said, I'm happy because it helps me understand what it is that I need to do. And it definitely saves me time to do it. And that's what I want everybody to be able to do, is to use it to their advantage, what they see and what they need to use it for. Cheryl, so lost her again. So anybody else have any comments, conversation about this conversation itself that they want to elaborate on? Um, we're a little bit behind. We go 8:15, and that's going to be there. But I want you guys to get ready for this next picture. And I got off my Zoom because I wanted to see. Oh, there's it back to meeting. Great. Guys, prepare yourself because it scared me today. It actually scared me today when I saw this. Can you guys see that? Cheryl to meeting group. I wish you could hear me. I wish too, Cheryl. Oh my God. Do you guys see what's on that screen? This was on
Yes, I see
Facebook
it.
today.
Have you ever
Have you
have
heard of
you
something called synthetic intelligence?
wow.
Synthetic
My God.
intelligence. Let me say it again. Synthetic
My God.
intelligence. This was a picture. It's on Facebook. This is his page, Dr. Alex Mayer, PhD, his Facebook page, and it showed this thing and it was talking. And it says
Mm.
AI is dead.
Mm.
So write the name down. ALEXMEHR. Look him up on Facebook. Go to find this page. He has posted this, and there's a huge write up as to why this thing is actually speaking. It was talking. I just snapped the print screen of it because I wanted to show it to you. And
So
it's already saying AI is dead.
and that's what it was saying. Was it that's all it was saying was AI is
Oh, it
dead?
has set a whole conversation
Really?
about it. So you
Really?
have to find it. If I can send it in a group or something, but go to that man's page, and this thing was actually talking.
What is that floating around it? Because I could barely see that. Is that fish?
Those are bees.
Oh, I can't see it from here.
Those are
I can
bees.
barely see it as well.
Those are bees floating around his face.
Oh, there I go. I can see it now. Okay. I turn my screen.
Those
Oh,
are
wow.
bees, and it was talking. So I saw this just today,
That's so
and it's
demonic.
called synthetic
Oh.
intelligence.
Yeah, it's
So
oh
do you
yeah,
guys
you're
think
right,
this
Miss
type of
Cheryl. That
conversation
lies
is
the
needed or
picture.
what? Do you think this type of conversation is
Yeah,
needed or what?
Oh, that looks
absolutely.
so demonic.
It's right out
Yes,
there.
crazy.
But this is why I'm having this conversation. So if I hadn't seen it, you probably wouldn't seen it, and maybe it might come up later. I don't know. I'm just saying God is my spirit is bringing a whole lot of things to my attention, and it's coming through my Facebook pages because of what it is, because I'm feeding it. So now it's giving me information. And the word is start paying attention. I just thought about Claude. Now they're telling me synthetic intelligence. I can't even tell you anything about it. So this is what
Because
we're
that
going
might
to
be it.
continue on for next week's conversation. Of course, when I go and delve into what synthetic intelligence is about. But by that time, a lot of you could have done a lot of research on it. But that's the next stage of it. And it's talking about how AI. Anyway, I'm going past the time. Oh my God. So this is why like I said, I want to have these conversations. It's definitely something we have to have because we got to stay on top of this because this literally just blew me away when I saw this thing talking, and the way that it looks is beyond mention.
Well,
Okay.
Beverly, I hope you continue with what you're doing because you know you have a whole world out here that needs to hear all of this. So I think your viewership will start to increase
Thank you,
because
Miss
it's
Lizzie.
just not out there right now. But I'm sharing, and I hope everyone else is sharing as well.
I certainly appreciate you because you definitely share information, and that is your gift that you are certainly blessed with, and I know that you're going to follow through with it. And I have such a peace about this because I know my assignment. I already know he says, "Oh, we're going to do this for the month of April." That's a done deal. So whether or not it grows and gets bigger, and like I said, I see a vision for it growing really huge, and me even advancing, doing more of this, but these are baby steps. These are spirit led steps. I'm going to follow the spirit and do whatever it tells me. Whomever's supposed to see it will see it when they're supposed to see it. And the viewership I know is going to grow, but it's not on me. It's about people making choices. And Miss Lizzie, I know that you're going to be one of the people to help spread this information. But this one right here really like took me for the like, whoa. So guys, for next week, 8/11, great. AI is not
I have
here
a
to replace
message.
you,
I'm
me, or
sorry, Dr.
anybody
Beverly.
else. It is here to assist us.
Dr. Beverly, I have a message from Miss Cheryl. She
Yes,
said to let you know that she is glad to be here and it's making her know that I need to learn more about it. Thanks, she said.
great. And well, I'll text her after I get off because she, I want to just say this and then we're going to say
She
goodnight
said
for
she
this.
wished we could hear her because
I wish too, because I know she has so much to say. Because the part is, I'm on a spirit led journey, and she and I were talking, and she says, "Oh, Beverly, I know she does technical. Technical people will do things technically, and me, I'm on a spirit led part. So my conversation and my prompts are based on conversation." And she says, "Oh, I never thought about asking ChatGPT about prayer and asking if it knows how I feel." She's like,
wow.
I just prompt because she's a technically oriented person. So we need both sides of the spectrum to be heard. The super technical side, which is what she does because she's in technology. Me, I'm on a spirit led
Mhm.
side to try to put those two worlds together, which is really what's happening. The spiritual world is reading this technical world. And if we're not aware of what's going on, spirit
Mhm.
wise and technical wise,
Yeah.
we're in the middle of this. If we don't watch
Mhm.
it or do what we need to do, of course, staying prayed up and doing what we need to do, connected to God, to whomever.
Mhm.
Not going to say whomever. I know who I am, and I'm never going to say whatever you feel. That is up to you. But I know that's all a part of it as well. So I will definitely get with Cheryl and I will make sure that she is on next week's hopefully if she's available,
Mhm.
she will be on next week's presentation for conversation 3. So I hope you guys enjoyed it tonight. I certainly did. Anybody have any closing remarks? Thank you, Mr. Lucas, for being present. I know you have problems getting aboard, but just the fact that you tuned in, your spirit is here. Hopefully, you grasp the information and that it has helped you. And I know Kimberly is going to speak to you more about it. And I thank you, Kim, for inviting him on the call. Everybody had a purpose on this call tonight. So going
Mhm.
forward, let's spread the word and do what we need to do. And I thank you guys for that, for so much. I'm doing a stop share. Hopefully that your pictures are going to get on the screen. Great. All right. So good. Well, now you
Oh,
can.
don't use mine.
Nice meeting
If
everybody.
you guys don't mind, I am going to take a picture of the print screen.
Oh,
And
okay.
nobody minds that we're gonna, I mean, I can stop the recording now if you don't want to be on the screen. I just needed a picture. But thank you so much. Cheryl is oh God. Man, I know she is flipping because she wants to talk so bad.
Yes, she
Cheryl, you will be
does.
on here. There's a purpose in everything, Cheryl. Maybe it just was not your time to speak tonight. I'm glad you've tuned in. I want you to watch the 2 recordings. We did the one from last week and this week, and I want you to come back more or less to help us with the technical sides of what you have and your expertise. So thank you so much for even being in this space. And like I said, everything happens for a reason. So, guys, I will see you guys next week. Let's spread the word. Got delayed putting the information out, but we're going to do a better job, and it's just going to get bigger and better. And thank you so much for that. Miss Lizzie has an event coming up Saturday. Um, Miss Lizzie,
Yes.
just make sure that you share that information with them. I don't like keeping people past the 8:15, but did you want to say something really, really quick? Because it's a very, very important event as well.
Well, the event that's coming up is at Hermosa Park on 20th Street and Southern. It's called the Fam Blam. It's a family oriented, community oriented